Just
Okay.
recently, I put together a series of 10, 15 videos. I forget the number. And it's a protocol of, empowerment coaching from dealing with narcissistic abuse. So basically, it's for somebody who may have found themselves in a situation and they're learning about what narcissism is and what steps they can take from becoming aware to finding their sweet spot or whatever their well-formed outcome is. And it's like a step of like 12 different things to work on while getting into a more positive state or getting to a new environment or more healthy environment for what you're looking for. And again, it's once you find out you're the prey of a narcissist, is whether you're not to take the red pill or the blue pill. Oh, this is what it is and I'm willing to accept it, it's okay. Or I want to be empowered and then become more independent and then eventually be on my own. And it's really up to the context, the circumstance, or whatever the person wants. So for me in particular, and for a lot of people out there that are googling this type of information, they don't know what's going on, and then once they get educated, they may try and like change the other person because of the circumstance. So that's what I did. I was like, oh, I'll just change this person. And then it just kept getting worse and worse and worse because that person doesn't think there's anything wrong with them. You're like, why are you challenging me or educating me that I'm doing this? This is just how I think. Well, there must be something wrong with you. Why don't you just go along? It ends up becoming this horrible mess of, what's going on? Like, honestly, I got to the point where I was like, there's no answer to this, so once I figured out the answer was to become more independent. And it's not like an easy answer. You're like, oh well, I gotta, I spent all my time building up this one person, so now I gotta build up my own thing so I can become independent and not have to talk to this other person, even though the other person right now, it's like a boss employee relationship, where there's other relationships out there where it's like romantic relationships where husband and wife are going through something similar, where one of them's the breadwinner and the other one is pretty much at the mercy of the other one because they have all that time invested into the relationship. Because in the beginning of a narcissistic relationship, it pretty much is, oh, I'm going to do whatever I can to win you over. And once I win you over, I've got you. And then now I have a secondary gain that I'm working on, which is really hard to find out when you first meet somebody, because that's the whole thing of a narcissist. They want your admiration. So once they lure you in, now that they have you, they can have their way with you type thing. So basically the empowerment coaching is for somebody who wants more education to become empowered to be on their own, and then not have that happen to them the next time they come in contact with a similar personality, which is basically my story. And I can see how this parallels with business owners, somebody who's very forefront, because the egotistical narcissist, not the vulnerable narcissist, the egotistical one, or more like celebrities or people that own big organizations. So you think along the lines of Hollywood, you think along the lines of maybe lawyers or car salesmen. Pretty much when they'll get in, they'll get trapped, they won't know what's going on, and then that's what that's for.